I can't vote for this bill because I view it as state-sponsored kidnapping of kids for irreversible gender surgeries. Under compelling reasons in the bill, one of the compelling reasons is abuse and neglect as defined in RCW, which I'll get to in a minute. But the other one reminds me of one of my first sessions here, Senate Bill 5599, to essentially hide kids from their parents if they want to get certain health care services, including gender-affirming care and abortions. And when we're looking at gender-affirming care services under the bill, RCW 7409-675, what that means is facial feminization surgeries and facial gender-affirming treatments such as tracheal shaves, hair electrolysis, and other care such as mastectomies, breast reductions, breast implants, or any other combination of gender-affirming procedures, including revisions to prior treatment when prescribed as gender-affirming treatment, may not be excluded as cosmetic. So let me get this straight. One day, my 13-year-old doesn't show up home. The government knows, and Department of Children, Youth, and Families know where my child is at, but no one will tell me. And the next time, maybe, I see my child, it's after she has a mastectomy. That's nuts. That is absolutely wrong. We shall not hide kids from their parents for irreversible gender surgeries at the age of 13, 14, 15. You don't get to go back from those things. You don't get to go back from those decisions. And as Representative Penner noted, my kids of that age ask me about things all the time that I say no about. Doesn't mean I don't love them. Doesn't mean I don't care about them. It just means that I'm their parent and I'm an adult. And on top of that, I think it's a little ridiculous that we're renaming the phrase child into a 21-year-old. I was serving in the United States Navy at 21 years old. I was going hundreds of feet below the surface of the ocean at 21 years old. I was not a child at 21 years old. At 21 years old, you could purchase an alcoholic beverage. On top of that, abuse and neglect, what does that mean in the statute? RCW 2644020. Abuse and neglect means sexual abuse, sexual exploitation, and something that really runs against the grain of the last thing I just talked about, female genital mutilation. So it's kind of funny to me that female genital mutilation is considered abuse and neglect in RCW, but then we also seek to mutilate females if they run away from their parents and then hide that fact from their parents. I think that's wrong. I think it's hilarious that that is considered abuse and neglect, but then we're essentially going to allow abuse and neglect under the statute if a 13-year-old decides they want a mastectomy away from the view of their parents, away from the authority of their parents. Parents have constitutional rights, 14th Amendment rights. It is not abuse and neglect to not affirm a certain gender surgery for a 13-year-old. That's called parenting. On top of that, I find it, join me in the hypocrisy of essentially allowing babies and toddlers to die in their homes when their parents abuse fentanyl. We won't remove kids from those situations, but what we will do is hide 13-year-olds and above from their parents if they want an irreversible gender surgery. This is wrong. There's a lot of detransitioners out there. It breaks my heart. People who were fooled into this, and they never get to turn back. Please vote no.